Hi, my name is Stephen Stewart, and I have a question for you. How well can you really say you know yourself? How mindful are you in the actions you take, the words you say, and the reasons that led you to them? I, for one, can honestly say that though I occasionally have self-reflections to help better my character, I wasn't hitting the mark. In order to better improve your character and actions, it is crucial that you first take assessment of what your strengths and weaknesses are, as well as establish the values that you hold dear, and that will be the motivation and the foundation that will keep you on the path toward your goals. This is especially important in not just your personal life, but also in your professional one. This was a fact that was made clear to me as I progressed through the first quarter engaging in my studies in professional communication and presentation. In this presentation, I will be discussing my journey in understanding myself personally, understanding communication, my professional growth and development, and how this will affect my career as a future radiographer. Near the beginning of this course, we took personality assessment tests in order to better understand ourselves and what traits we presented more prominently. At first, I was more than reluctant in taking them, as I'd already in high school and in my early years of college. I already knew what my personality was, right? Right. For the most part. My results hadn't changed whatsoever in some of the tests I'd taken previously, but what did change this time around was putting the effort in truly understanding those results and applying them to attune to what my goals are. Concretely establishing my goals was another task we performed. I was asked to think about and write down my goals and values as a person. Now I know most of us have all of our values floating in our hearts and in our minds, but writing it down and spending time thinking about them helps cement it, so I always knew what they are. That I'd be able to maintain integrity, remain humble in my heart and actions, let those actions be just and fair to all with compassion, and be perseverant in everything that I do. As we are entering into the medical field, it is important that we are able to communicate our values to our peers and other professionals we interact with. Within the workplace, we are required to be able to articulate and present our words carefully and precisely so that there is no miscommunication that could lead to complications. Complications such as aggravated relationships with work or troubles with the patient. Coinciding with the lessons I learned in class, I was myself the subject of such a complication along with the tech at the hospital where I am conducting my clinical hours. A failure in controlling my speech in the manner that is expected of me, and a failure to communicate said issues created a stumbling block between they and I. The issue has since been remedied, and it will hopefully not be repeated as I put into practice what I have learned in professionally communicating. As a student with the hopes of a career within medical radiography, these are all skills and values that are required of me in order to perform not only to the best of my abilities, but also in the best interest of the hospital, and more importantly, the patients I interact with. Something especially that this class has taught me is that the care of the patient comes first, and I need to be able to express that care to them, making them fully aware that I have their best interests in mind and that I am doing everything that I can to help them, not just physically, but also mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And the only way to be able to do that for everyone that I interact with is by establishing and understanding myself and my values, and communicating in a way that is clearly understood. This is what I've grown to apply to myself over this fall quarter.